Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's webinar. My name is Christy Strauss, and I'm the Brokerage Sales Manager at Insurance Advisors Direct. And we are pleased to be with you today to talk about the new health insurance plans for OEP. Those are going to be limited medical, and we're also going to go over some short-term medical as well. But before we get started, I just want to take care of a couple of items. Currently, everyone on this webinar is muted, but you can type in any questions that you have, and we'll hold those questions until the end of the webinar and then address them. I'm also going to let you know that we are recording this webinar, and you probably already know if you are appointed with Insurance Advisor Direct, we have a YouTube library. So this recording will be in that YouTube library in about 48 to 72 hours. We have our graphics team that does some editing, and then they'll add it into the library. Also, you will get our contact information, but just know that we'll be following up with each and every one of you within the next few days just to get your input on, what you thought the webinar was like and if it provided good information. So perhaps you'll just have some questions that you think of later on. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Well, we are in open enrollment now. So what does that mean to you? It means, let me see here if I can advance this. We are having some, here we go. That means that you're really busy and probably getting a lot of questions from your clients and from consumers saying, hey, can you help me find an affordable healthcare solution? Well, I'm here to tell you we are here to help you, and we hope that this webinar will assist you with some of those questions that you're going to get asked this open enrollment period. So let's just take a minute to go over the differences between the major medical and the limited medical plans. Major medical, you all know about this. They have high deductible, high premiums, high maximum out-of-pocket plans. They're no underwriting. So if there's major pre-existing conditions, you could get a major medical plan. That's very important. They have RX built in. There's networks, and it's a one-size-fits-all. The bad news to the agent is there are low to no commissions depending on the carrier that you are writing your client with. Now, when you bump that up against limited medical, you'll see that there are low to no deductibles. So you get to those that whole benefit, that plan, quicker. The premiums are affordable, and there is underwriting depending on the carrier. So we have carriers, many of them, I want to say 5 to be exact, that go from full underwriting all the way down to a guarantee issue plan. So, depending on your client's needs, you can find a plan that fits them best. Some of them have RX discounts, and some of them have RX built in. And they all use the same network. It's called multi-plan network. It's across the U.S. It's the largest network in the United States. And so the other thing is you can design a plan that fits the needs of your clients. That one size fits all, perhaps you've got somebody that says, hey, I'm really healthy. I really wasn't going to buy health insurance, but, if you can find me something I can afford, perhaps I should. Well, we're here to help you out, and we're here to, find something that's going to fit all of your clients. The nice thing for agents is the commissions are more generous. So you can see they range, depending on the carrier, 15% to 22%. And the commissions go for the life of that plan. We all know that the ACA had disadvantages. We also know that the ACA did have some important advantages. But the paramount advantage is with ACA is that it covers the pre-existing conditions. Conversely, their disadvantages are that there's a death spiral, but actually there's no more penalty. So yeah, it's a death spiral, all right. Folks are going to have the opportunity to choose whatever they want without penalty, and that's going to make this OEP impactful for you to be able to have different carriers. Some providers are not even accepting the ACA. The premiums are unaffordable for the majority of consumers, and many carriers are just pulling right out of it. It is designed for catastrophic coverage. It is designed to help those who do need coverage if they have pre-existing conditions. And again, there are low to no commissions with the ACA. So we all know those disadvantages. So the first step is to identify who you should be marketing to. This one's pretty easy. It's the clients that ask you, hey, do you have an affordable solution for me? And clients will tell you, like, I'm tired of paying these high premiums, and they'll give you a litany list of why they're so upset with their current health care plan. Majority of them are going to talk about things like, I never even reach my deductible. I'm constantly writing checks and that sort of thing. So that's easy. That's your client, the one that comes to you and says, geez, oh, Pete, I'm tired of this. Now, you do have some work ahead of you to identify which plans are going to fit that client's needs, but that's your audience. And I'm sure you've all had somebody that has called you or contacted you or just even in, chatting with you, said those very things. This is just crazy. I'm paying so much for my premium. Here's an example of 2018, just so you know, when we created this PowerPoint, the 2019 plans weren't available, but we can very confidently say they're 1% to 2% higher than what you're seeing up here. But this is a sample of an individual with a premium. Their annual deductible, you can see, $3,800. Their max out of pocket is $7,350. They have an emergency room deductible of $300 and a 20% coinsurance. Now, this is a healthy 39-year-old male in Metro Detroit. So bumping it up to a limited medical plan, same area, Detroit, you can see that what a difference. It's almost half. They now have affordable premiums. They can choose any doctor or hospital. Their deductible is low to none. And the teledoc is available. I am just going to double check here because it's stating, are you all able to see the screens as I forward them? Because if it's just one person, perhaps they're having an issue and we'll go ahead and send things out. But anyway, getting back to this particular screen, this is a marketing piece that we can actually customize for you, and you can send that out to your clients. So just another way to engage the clients with other options. The ones that aren't asking, perhaps we can spur that questioning on. So let's move ahead here. And then in comparing, this is a family plan versus the major med and the limited medical. And I feel like this is very impactful. As you can see, the monthly premium is $1,500. That's very realistic what a family is paying. So let's move over to the alternative. And you can see we put a WellMec plan in place. And what a WellMec plan does is it covers preventative, all the preventative yearly physicals, mammograms, colonoscopy, vaccinations, immunizations, that sort of thing. It is going to provide all of that. Now then the fixed benefit health plan, that's your limited medical. So you can see that price in there as well. You can stack these. So in this particular instance, we stacked it with a critical illness, an accident, and a dental. Now, I'm going to recommend if you have clients with families, I would highly, highly recommend an accident plan. You have no idea, and I'm speaking from experience here, you just don't think these things can happen. They do. And it's very, it's very affordable, and it's just very impactful when you get a reimbursement check for that accident that occurred. It's going to help you with all kinds of things. It's like a lifestyle protection. So you bump all of those together, and you can see your monthly premiums $606.21 versus that $1,500. Not only that, you as an agent have saved them lots of money, which is great, but you've also made additional commissions on each one of these plans. So we're providing you a way to increase your income stream as well as help your clients. So our responsibility as agents, your number one role is to educate your clients. Give them as much information about what's available to them as possible. As your FMO, our job is to educate you. So you're going to need to illustrate all these things. The savings on the premiums, the savings on the out-of-pocket costs, the benefits getting to them sooner rather than later, year-round enrollment, no networks required. However, as I mentioned, there is a network called MultiPlan, and we'll send you the link after this webinar so you can play around and see all the physicians that are actually in that network. And the reason you would encourage one using this, again, it's optional, but there's a pre-negotiated discount when you use those networks. So it makes it definitely fit in a dollar range for what the plans offer. So we'll send you that email after this webinar so you have an opportunity to take a closer look. IAD also has created a needs assessment sheet, and we'll use this when you're discussing options with your client. Not only will this provide you with information on how to present the most fitting carrier, but it's also going to give you information for possible cross-selling opportunities. Say, for instance, you've got a family, husband and wife are in their early 50s and they've got some teenagers. So you've got this information. In a few years, you might want to circle back with Mr. and Mrs. Jones and ask them, hey, what do you have in place for your long-term care needs? They may look at each other and say, gee, nothing. I mean, what are you talking about? This is another opportunity to educate. Even if you're not comfortable with it, just make that mere suggestion. And when you do that, basically you come back to us and say, oh my gosh, I've got somebody that really actually wants to know what we can do with your long-term care. I'll sit with you and provide you some comparisons, talk to you about all of the information in that particular long-term care plan. So they have something to keep in mind. Now, statistically speaking, most people will be more likely to, I believe it's right here, the 88% of us are in good health. And so, you know, this slide just solidifies the reason why these plans have actually emerged. The majority of us don't need catastrophic coverage per se. So just something to keep in mind as you look into the next few slides. I'm wrapping up right now, but I've spent a few minutes just going over conceptual ideas about selling limited medical, short-term medical plans. But right now I want to turn it over to Adam Wallace. Adam is an experienced agent, and he's been selling many of these limited medical plans. And he just wants to give a brief testimonial to you all. So Adam, if you're on the line, go ahead and say a few words, if you mind, about this.
I am on the line. Good morning, everybody. I will tell you that the bulk of my business over the years has been property and casualty, and about a year and a half ago, I added the Medicare, mostly supplements, to my book of business. And then this, limited medical plan was introduced to me, and I'll be honest, I didn't think much of it at the time of wearing so many hats. But what I have found, and she's correct on quite a few things here, I have been very successful writing this policy, and the number one driver of this is actually the client, coming to me stating, I'm tired of paying these premiums. The nice thing is I found multiple niches with this limited medical, along with the accident and the illness, which I write with it 100% of the time. Small companies that want to offer benefits. I've written a few different groups. They don't want to pay, the kind of money for these ACA plans. Maybe they have younger employees, not with such high wages, that can't afford their portion of that. I've been successful there. People that are retiring and aging into Medicare and losing their group coverage, which means that, their spouse might be 62, 63, and they're left out there looking for something affordable. Also, in the last week, I've written just a couple of business owners that have to provide their own health care and again, are tired of spending $1,500 a month. So, there's definitely a place for this product. People are excited to hear about an alternative and really need to be educated on what the differences are. And I think you'll be successful if you do that. That's all I have.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Adam. We really appreciate that. And Adam really has been and is a great success story. So, if you ever want to pick his brain and you could reach him, perhaps you could do that. Dan Greer is going to take it from here. And Dan's going to be going into a little bit, not great detail, but into a little bit of detail about each of the carriers that we rep and the plans, the limited medical plans or short-term medical plans. So Dan, go ahead and take it from here.
Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. If you can't, please let me know in the chat box, and feel free to add your questions there as well. I've answered a couple of them as we've been going along here. And at the end of the presentation, you'll have our contact information. Again, Insurance Advisors Direct is proud to be able to offer you a complete suite of products for the under 65 crowd. And hey, folks, the time is upon us. The opportunity is upon us. And, with no more penalty effective January 1st, folks have the freedom to pick whichever plan whatever type of coverage they want to have for their health insurance without the risk of penalty. And so your opportunity is here, and I'm going to go through the different plans that we're offering. We're going to hit the highlights today. This is not in-depth training. We're going to start out with Philadelphia American, which is really our workhorse plan. They really have the richest benefits, and you can see the map there. That map has actually expanded now. Florida is available. Indiana is available. They're expanding all the time. So stay tuned with us, and we can keep you up to date. And they've been recently adding a whole bunch of additional add-on optional coverages. We can cover that with you on a one-on-one basis as well. But Health Choice Select, again, this is the workhorse plan. It has the richest benefits for the clients. It is fully underwritten. And this is just kind of this is the cover page of the benefit guide that you're looking at right now. And you can see that there's a $5 million lifetime maximum with the policy. That's for everyone who's on it. So if you have a family, they're going to share that $5 million. But the annual calendar year maximum benefits are selected between $100,000, $250,000, or $1 million, and that applies to each covered person. Okay, there's 3 benefit levels, similar to what you're familiar with, bronze, silver, gold in the marketplace. There's value-added benefits. There's a concierge claim service. It's amazing. I actually have this plan myself, and I've used all of these benefits, and works just fine for me, and I'm saving money on my premiums over marketplace. So, and again, they also have available optional accident, term life, critical illness, dental. There's even standalone cancer plans available, plus a whole bunch of other new products, including short-term medical, gap plans. It's just an amazing product, and we would love to be able to spend time with you individually on this. But let's go into it a little bit. They don't have a deductible on the plan. What they do is the client has the option to reduce their first day in the hospital confinement benefit. And we do recommend reducing that because it reduces the premium. And then that may allow you to add on some of these other optionals and offer a complete package of benefits. But to clarify a little bit here, in this example, a person was hospitalized for injury. They were in for 3 days, and they have the 2-unit plan, or silver if you want to equate it that way. So their benefit for just their hospital confinement is $6,000 a day, and they chose to reduce that first day only by 50%. So you see the first day, they received the benefit of $3,000. Second and third day, $12,000 combined. So they got a total of $15,000 for their hospital confinement. There's separate benefits for the surgery, the assistant surgeon, and the anesthesia. Their total eligible benefit in this situation was over $22,000. Okay, so that's how that works. That first day in the hospital, it only applies once a year for the first day of confinement. And then after that, if this person were to be confined again later in the year, they're going to get that $6,000 on that first day. That's for injury. If it's for sickness, it's $3,000 per day under 2 units. Next slide. So that's a little bit on Philadelphia American. Our next plan we're going to talk about briefly here is with Manhattan Life. Their plan is called Affordable Choice. It works very similar to the Philadelphia American. The benefit levels are slightly lower. Their rates are lower, and it's simplified underwriting with this plan. There's no rating up on this plan. It's either an accept or a decline type of situation, whereas with Philadelphia American, they do rating up on the premiums for different health conditions. So we have 2 benefit levels here, Elite or Classic. Elite being the higher benefit level. And again, we're showing a couple of different examples of how the benefits pay out on this plan. Again, it's definitely, we don't want to get too far into the weeds on going into details here, but these plans work. They are fixed benefits, okay? So very important. This, again, is a paradigm shift of the way major medical works and what people are used to. So you just have to explain that they know ahead of time what their benefit is going to be, whereas with major medical, you never really know exactly because it's based on percentages, if you ever even get to that deductible level, right? So you can see these different scenarios. And again, it uses the multi-plan PPO network, so there's no networks required at all. They can go wherever they want for their care. Doesn't matter. However, there's an advantage to using that PPO network because of pre-negotiated rates. And so I think if you want to take a look here, again, being a simplified issue, they can present a rate sheet. And as you can see here, very affordable rates. And again, that's a little bit less in premium than the Philadelphia American is, but it's also a little less on the benefit side. There's no rating up on this plan for smoking either. But tobacco usage does not cause a higher rate as it does on Philadelphia American. And, I'm not going to go through all the different premium rates, but as you can see, this is going to be way less than what the marketplace can offer. And probably, in my opinion, better benefits. Again, no deductibles involved. And you can go ahead and switch to the next page for me. We'll move on here to FlexNet. We're very excited about FlexNet. It's a one-of-a-kind plan, and we're happy to be able to offer this nationwide, currently in 30 different states with more on the way. It's a guaranteed issue, no pre-existing conditions plan, which is amazing. It's literally amazing. The benefits, again, are fixed benefits. This is an association type of plan. All right. You've probably heard of some other ones out there. This one has more association benefits than I've ever seen. It's just incredible. So you can see all the different things listed there. And even more than this, there's even such things as pet benefits, which pet benefits nowadays are very important. Some families, most families that have pets, the pets are like the children. And there's even pet insurance. I know agents out there writing business for pet insurance and making a living doing it. With FlexNet being a guaranteed issue and no pre-existing conditions clause plan, they can't invest so much into the actual insurance benefits. However, they offset that with all of those amazing association membership discounts and benefits. But if you look closely here, you can see on a hospital admission, if it's for sickness, the benefit is $400 a day, and they can use up to 60 days in a calendar year. There's no calendar year maximum on this plan because that's kind of dictated by the benefits themselves, the listed benefits. A surgery, they're going to get about $1,850 for an inpatient or an outpatient surgery. They have 7 office visits per calendar year at $75 each. They have a separate benefit for a calendar year or an annual physical and wellness screening, $135 benefit for that. And if you're talking to the healthy people who just want to save money on their premiums and they're not very sick, this is also a great plan. If they're in great health, it's going to put more money back in their pockets, in their monthly budgets. And if they are healthy and they want to get the FlexNet, maybe they want to get an accident plan or critical illness or some other optionals from one of our other carriers. The whole concept, really, what's so important is when you're trying to move people from major medical to this type of plan, that we encourage you to offer a complete package of benefits. Stack the benefits, okay? Mix and match even from different carriers. Again, flat rates. Here are the rates for the FlexNet plan. They have two different benefit levels, the Plan 200 or the Plan 400. Quoting is very easy for this because all you have to do is figure out who's going on the plan and what level do they want, and do they want the RX option or not. I would always encourage them to get the RX option. It's very rich, actual insurance benefit, not a discount program. And you can see an individual with the higher benefit level with the RX, $254.13 a month. That is amazing. And the only age limit on this plan is there are no child-only plans allowed. Philadelphia American does allow that. This plan does not. They have to be at least 18. But let's say you run into somebody who's 75 and they never got their Part B because they were working. Maybe for some reason it wasn't creditable coverage. They could actually get the FlexNet plan and without any health questions or pre-existing conditions clause. So, I mean, that's maybe a rare occurrence, but it is possible. Moving on, we're going to talk now about IHC, and this is another hospital indemnity fixed benefit plan. They're in many states out there. IHC is also an association type of plan. One nice thing about their hospital indemnity is it automatically comes with $10,000 worth of critical illness included in the plan. And, you can take a look here and see there's 3 different benefit levels again. You can get $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 for inpatient hospital confinement. ICU is a little bit higher. Office visits, I think, right here, $40, $50, or $60 per visit. Surgery benefits, and again, also have many different optionals that can be included with this. IHC actually does have a short-term plan. They're big on the short-term plans, which is kind of a buzzword. The government is extending the length of short-term plans, which can go up to 364 days with 2 renewals. Not every state is doing that as of this time. Just some of the states, so check with your state to verify before you go and write this. But sometimes you might want to combine. If you want to go to the next slide, Christy, for me. Thank you very much. Again, this is finishing up on the benefit guide there. I'm not going to go into all the details on this. We can do that on an individual basis. You can see there's different levels of critical illness benefits, but it comes automatically with $10,000 included. Go ahead and switch for me, Christy, okay, here's some more benefit examples. We have all this information for you. If you need it, we can get it to you. Once you're contracted with us, you have all of our resources behind you. So again, let's skip on. Fusion, this is what I was wanting to get to here. Fusion is where IHC marries hospital, surgical, and critical illness together with a short-term plan. So in some situations, that might be necessary. As you're doing your needs and wants assessment with your clients, you'll be able to figure out. And maybe they come into your office saying, hey, I want a short-term medical plan. I personally am not a big fan of short-term medical because really it's just a scaled-back version of a major medical plan. There's going to be deductibles involved, although in this case with Fusion, you can avoid the deductibles. There's all different kinds of ways to skin the cat, so to speak. But just wanting you to know that these types of plans are available. A brand new carrier that we've just added, National General. You may be familiar with them on the P&C side of the business. They're known for auto and home insurance. Well, they now are offering hospital indemnity plans, short-term medical plans. They have Medicare supplement available in many states now, and one appointment to do any of their products. Again, if we look at the comparisons, 3 different benefit levels, $50, $70, or $90 for office visits, 2 days a year you can do that. 1, 2, or 3,000 for hospital confinement, separate benefit for being admitted in the hospital, emergency room benefits, and in or outpatient surgery. Again, we can drill down and notice multi-plan network once again. Next page, please. Here's an example of a National General situation, and you can see there on their plan in this example, including the network discount, surgeon benefit, hospital admission benefit, and the confinement benefit on an $8,200 claim, your cost is only $2,325. That's showing an example of an appendectomy, okay? Now, in this case, maybe you get the National General plan and maybe you put another, stack another benefit, maybe from National General, which has several optional stackable add-ons, or from another carrier to lower this out-of-pocket cost. All right, I'm ready for the next slide here. Again, I mentioned National General has short-term medical available. They are also an association type of plan, so you're going to see these. They're becoming more and more popular nowadays. So you get the insurance benefits, and then you also get non-insurance benefits. But on the short-term plan here, $100,000, $250,000, or $1 million term coverage term maximums. They do have, you can see value-added benefits, telemedicine. Telemedicine is available on, I believe, every one of our plans. It just depends on the carrier. Sometimes you pay a little bit extra to have access to that. But that can save you a trip to the doctor's office or the urgent care, maybe even the emergency room. Benefits for here also include ambulance, urgent care, emergency room care, doctor visits. And again, check your state to see what duration of a short-term medical plan that is available. And some of those would be changing, but yeah, and actually I believe in Michigan right now, National General their short-term is not available in Michigan as of right now, but we do have other options. Actually, let me jump back to IHC once again. Their short-term medical they have one that has a $25,000 benefit, up to $25,000 benefit for pre-existing conditions. So that's a pretty amazing plan as well. With National General, though, we have 2 different short-term medical plans available. Again, get back with us if we can help you figure out if your state is, if it's available in your state or not. But standard issue and guaranteed issue plans. Again, here, I think this is an outstanding option to have a guaranteed issue short-term medical plan. You just have to be careful because, again, check on the links, and then you have to, make sure if they want to renew it, or where are you going to go once the short-term duration has reached its maximum. So, but again, these short-term plans, they usually have deductibles with them, and that's what we're trying to avoid. We want people to go get the care they need, and with most of our plans, they can go out there and go to the doctor's office if they need to and get a benefit for it. If they sprain their ankle and need to go get physical therapy, they can go and get a benefit for it. Whereas if they're on a major medical plan and they have a $6,000 or $7,000 deductible, maybe they aren't going to go. Maybe they can't afford to go get the physical therapy they need on their ankle. So what happens? Their quality of life suffers. So anyway, again, the whole concept of pairing short-term with hospital indemnity, that's a whole new concept that you should look into. Now, I guess we kind of left the cherry to put on top of all of this. We are so excited to be able to offer now a standalone RX plan for the under 65 market. This is from PRAM Insurance Services, and this is a guaranteed issue RX insurance plan. And as you can see here, 3 different plan levels. And again, this is why we do the needs assessment. Christy was showing earlier where we do a questionnaire with our clients to figure out what their wants and needs are. And so you can see here, they have individual plus spouse, individual plus children, or a family plan. And when you do the family plan, there's an unlimited number of children that can be on this plan. It doesn't happen that much anymore where a family has 5, 6, 7, 8 children. Not like when I was growing up anyway. But it does happen. And if that's the case, it doesn't matter how many children they have on this RX plan. And once again, a reminder here, this can go along with any of our plans, and it's guaranteed issue. There's no health questions, and they have robust benefits, and really the premiums are quite affordable. This is far better than any of the discount programs that you can find out there, which I'm not knocking. I mean, they do help save money. And most of our plans have a little bit of RX benefit with them. I would say FlexNet is the strongest RX benefit other than this. But this is a fantastic thing that we're very happy to offer to our agents so that you can help your clients. You know, you may have somebody who's fairly healthy, except let's say they have asthma and they have to get an inhaler. And sometimes these inhalers, you know, can cost over $400 a month. So maybe they get the Philadelphia American plan and add this RX benefit with it. So it's been my pleasure today. I've been seeing a couple of questions coming up in the chat area, but let me just toss it back to Christy for the moment and let her kind of summarize what we've been talking about here today. And then we'll be happy to maybe spend a minute or two with some questions. And please remember, we're available, phone, email. We can train you on a one-on-one basis. We can set up a training webinar for your agency if necessary. But we are very excited at Insurance Advisors Direct to be on the cutting edge of this great opportunity for the under 65 market. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I hope we've offered you some viable solutions to provide to your clients, consumers that will be your clients. One of the things I just want to reiterate is we're not stating that everybody should have these limited medical or short-term medical plans. What we want to say is there is a solution for some folks. And your job is to dig down and find out if this would be that solution. I would probably start with finding out what their deductible is currently if they're in a major med, and perhaps if they can provide you, what did they actually spend out of pocket? And so you can take that and sort of wager it against each other to find out. That might be your first step, to find out if this would be a viable option for them and their families. Again, as Dan said, we're so appreciative to have each and every one of you join us today to learn a little bit more about limited medical and short-term medical plans. We're here to help you out. That's our job, to provide you all of the new cutting-edge carriers and product lines as we go forward. Call us for quotes or anything you should need. We provide you marketing materials we'll customize for you in any format that is preferable to you. With that being said, this last slide is our contact information. Most of you have either spoken with me or Dan or both of us, and you have our number. Again, happy to be your FMO and work with you to grow your business. Watch for this recording in the YouTube library. We'll send out a link to you via email once it's in there, just to help you out on that, as well as that multi-plan network link so you can, peruse that as well. Thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy your day. Happy Friday and happy OEP.